I'm Ava, and I was one of the most popular girls in school, and I hated it so much. I wasn't popular from the start. On the contrary, I was a regular girl with a few friends. All of them were great people who didn't care about popularity, focusing instead on their hobbies and studies. Some people considered us weirdos and made comments, and my friends didn't care. But I did. When we were eating lunch, I was always looking at the popular girls' table. You know, the kind of people who are extremely fashionable and beautiful and walk around school like they own the place. Everyone wanted to be their friend, and nobody wanted to be their enemy. I desperately wanted to be in their group, get all the attention from boys, and be invited to all parties. But it would never happen, or so I thought. Luckily, one of them, Ella, was sitting next to me in art class, and I'm pretty good at drawing. And Ella noticed, and she said, "Wow, can you draw me?" I said sure, and drew her the best I could. I even made her look a bit better than she did in real life. And she was like, "Wow, that's so cool." I was happy, but didn't think much of it. The next day, I was passing by their table, and Ella called me and invited me to sit with them. I was so surprised and happy. I sat with them, and they complimented me so much, saying I was so different, yet I looked so good. I had my own style. They were so nice, constantly complimenting each other. I couldn't imagine these girls arguing. My friends looked over from their table and texted me that I should be careful with those girls. They are not as good as they seem. At that time, I thought that they were just jealous. So I started hanging out with those girls, and at first it was great. They were helping me to choose my clothing and to look more fashionable, or more precisely, like them. And I was generally a new member of their group. Now I look differently, and most importantly, feel differently, and most importantly, feel differently. There were immediate results. People were more willing to talk and try to be friends with me. Boys showed me much more attention than before, and my subscriber count on social media rose very quickly. But soon I noticed that everything was not quite right. Firstly, I realized that my position in the group was weird. I was a new girl, so they didn't treat me equally. Compliments soon turned into mean jokes, and I disliked it very much. But I kept hanging out with them because I liked being popular. Secondly, I noticed they were talking about other people. It was always like, "Oh, have you seen how fat this girl is? Or does this guy ever wash himself?" All I could do was just laugh with them. No matter how weird it was for me, if someone out of the group was absent, they were talking bad stuff about them. It was weird to think that they would say stuff about me when I'm not around. By that time, I was miserable and hated every second I spent with them, but I felt like I just couldn't walk away. My friends didn't bother talking with me, and to be honest, I didn't try either. These popular girls were fake, and all the attention they received was fake too. Like if a boy texted me or tried to talk with me, it was only because I was with popular girls. They didn't care about who I really was. By that time, there were 1 or 2 new girls in the group, and I noticed that it was the same with them as with me. Compliments at first, and then, well, you know already. One day when we were having lunch as usual, one of my old friends passed by, and the girls at my table started to giggle and say stuff about her. Like her hair looked bad, she was such a loser, and blah blah, blah. They were even looking directly at her and laughing, and my friend just pretended she didn't notice it. I couldn't take it anymore. So, I said, "Don't make fun of her. She's a really great person, and my friend. In fact, all of the people at that table are great." If you get to know them, am I answering? "Oh, yeah, then go sit with them." Then all the other girls laughed at that, and I wanted to answer something, but instead just kept silent while I looked at my try. I thought, why don't I really? So I stood up and, without saying a word, sat back down at my friend's table. They were surprised, and I said sorry at least 1,000 times. They understood and accepted me back, and I was even happier than when the popular girls accepted me. It was funny to look at their faces when I passed by them in school. They tried to make fun of me, but I was happy, and they couldn't change it. And they were mad about it. Everyone knows about popularity. It's really not worth it. Find your real friends and stick with them. Like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you already haven't.